Today's video, guys, everything starts with threes. Everything starts in threes, guys. Okay? Does it work like that on a spiritual level? I don't know, but I know in this physical realm, everything starts in threes. Right? Now, I'm going to touch on some things that goes against the grain a little bit. Now, a lot of people talk about the beginning of the world starting with Adam and Eve and all this stuff, right? Now, if Adam and Eve chose not to procreate, would the human race exist as it does now? For all the people who like believe in, all these stories and stuff. Now, let's say after Adam and Eve, there was the flood, Noah and the ark. Now, if Noah's family, his sons and their wives and all these stuff, if they decided not to procreate, would the world have continued with the human race? Now, let's go back to Adam and Eve. And there's a song called It Takes Two. It takes two, me and you, right? But to me, the wording of it takes two means it takes two to create three. And three is the standard. And what do I mean by that? Just like how I said, Adam and Eve could not continue. Adam and Eve could not continue past themselves. Right? Adam and Eve only had each other. Now, when they came together and they created a son or a daughter, and guys, this is going to make you see things on a whole different level. Right? For the world to advance, for all the people who believe wholeheartedly in the Bible, it has to mean that you believe in incest, or what we call incest, right? Because if Adam and Eve had a child, or let's say Adam and Eve had 10 children, for humanity to arise out of these 10 children, either these children would have to procreate with each other, or Adam and Eve would have to procreate with, let's just say they had one child. If Adam and Eve had a son, it would mean that Eve and her son would need to procreate again to create something more. Or Adam and Eve can procreate again to try and get a daughter, to where Adam can procreate with the daughter, or the son can procreate with the daughter. But for all you people who wholeheartedly believe in these stories, it means that you believe in the idea of incest. Even though you think it's so nasty. Like, think of how small your mind is to believe in these stories and just to pick and choose what you think you want to believe. Like, the fact that you pick and choose to say this existed but this didn't, like, that is small brain thinking. And a lot of religious people, I find, guys, they cannot even talk about this, guys. They shut down. They cannot even have dialogue. Like, you don't even have to agree, but they can't even like have the discussion. They're just kind of like, well, this is this and that's it. I don't want to talk about it. Like, they're on that kind of level. To me, that is programming in itself, to have that reaction to thought, because thought is first, right? So you really have to think in your mind, yo, how did humanity really just come out of Adam and Eve if they didn't practice incest? How? If you really believe in this story wholeheartedly, explain to me. Don't just put it aside, guys. Don't just put it aside. Can the way how we think about incest now, could it just be programming, guys? Could it just be even the label called incest, the word? Right? Is that a form of programming? Right? On a nature biological level. And you know, I haven't really been in the wild to see this with my eyes, but like, I'm sure this happens in nature too, just like I've seen cats and dogs. Cats and dogs, they copulate with each other, like whether it's their child, whether it's their father, their mother, their siblings, they all reproduce with each other. They're not sitting around thinking and talking about this kind of stuff. They're just producing. They're just producing life. They're not sitting around talking about this stuff, guys. Do you see what I'm saying? And in my thinking, guys, in my deep thinking, I think that at one time, women having twins, triplets, quadruplets, quintuplets, sextuplets, all these things, I feel like that happened more prevalently when we are involved in ancestral practices or copulating with our same blood types or our the same place we came from, right? I know there's a lot of people who push the programming of incest creating deformed beings and deformed humans, right? Deformed people. But like, I actually know of people who are related knowingly and unknowingly, who have had children who are perfectly fine, not deformed. Some of these children are even smarter than the common man. And if you think in terms of people who are hidden amongst us, like certain secret family blood types or bloodlines, they all are practicing incest. They're not in the public telling us, guys. They're not in the public telling us these things to preserve their blood types. They're doing this in secret. They're doing this, not through the media. And to me, guys, this is what keeps the people who are in control strong. This is what keeps them strong. Them not assimilating to what you think about them. Right? And if they were to put this all out there, and even if they shift your mind on it to where you accept it, it puts everyone on a level playing field. And then there cannot be a certain people in power. Right? It would only be us governing ourselves. So to me, they remove these kinds of knowledges and information out of general population. Do you see what I'm saying? For you to think it's nasty and all these small brain things that you think, it's to lower your power, guys. I don't hear no one talking about this. So it proves that most people are just thinking right here, not here. Most people are thinking here, guys. It shows that. Right? Challenge someone, guys, who's very religious, who believes in all of this Adam and Eve stuff. Challenge them. Say, yo, do you know everything begins with 3? It doesn't begin with 2. 2 only gets you to 3. And from 3, everything stems. And even when Nikola Tesla stated that, yo, everything, the whole universe begins with the 3, the 6, and the 9. Now, to me, the 6 and the 9, guys, to me, the 6 and the 9 are just multiples of the 3. They just resonate. They're just a higher resonation of 3. Right? A lot of people like to put the 9 or the 6 over the 3, but I don't believe that that's true. I believe that everything is 3, and the 6 and the 9 is a dimension, another dimension of the 3. Right? Now, us being in a world where English is predominant and many words and numbers adding together, even phrases, even sentences, all go back to the 9. To me, we are in the 9 energy frequency of existence, right? And I believe physical existence, guys, I believe this physical realm starts at 3, right? To me, the spiritual realm or the unified realm starts at 1 with no separation. To me, this is where the Most High, or people say, you know, Source or God, or to me, that's where this energy dwells, guys. Outside of the physical. But to me, the physical reality starts with 3. See what I'm saying? So even telepathy might start at the third level of civilization. To me right now, we are in the 9th level, English. And to me, I don't think there can be any other languages past English. Any more languages with a higher spell rate, a higher bastardization of words than English, right? To me, I think English is the last realm of the 9, which starts to go back. Whether it either goes back 9, back to 8, back to 7, till it reaches 3 again, or maybe 9 goes back to 3, right? But just like I keep saying to you guys, this physical realm is a pendulum swinging, right? So hopefully, you know, I'm making you guys understand the 3, 6, and 9 a little more deeper, right? Hopefully I'm touching on something deeper. Like guys, I find that people who are stuck in religion, their minds are, there's a block in their mind, because these are the hardest people to speak with, right? These people will talk about people, places, and things. They'll talk about what's going on in their life, which is always like surface level things. Like, you know, I got this promotion at this job, I'm making more money now, I just bought a house. Like, all these things are surface level. They're not deep, right? They're not deep. They're not deep things, guys. Being able to talk about how you express unconditional love to your husband or your wife when they cheat on you or they do something unfavorable to you, that's a real conversation, right? How you were able to stay with someone who betrayed you, or that's more of a real conversation, guys, than talking about a new position you have at work or this new amount of money you're making. Yes, those things are good and nice, and they show that you are building, but in terms of conversation, in terms of empire building and legacy building, guys, those are not the real conversations, right? So this is what even made me start doing this YouTube stuff, of me elaborating in deep thought, because many people cannot do this. I talk to people, guys, and they cannot even reach this deep level of thought. I know maybe 3 people in all of life, 3 people that I actually know that could actually have this conversation. And I was a pretty popular person in high school and all these things, and I knew lots of people, but currently today, I only know maybe 3 people that could have this conversation. And these are people, guys, who I don't even talk to every day, because they're kind of similar to me. They don't really need to have conversation with people every day, right? The people who I know who want to have conversation every day, they cannot talk about these things, guys. They are so in the external world and not into themselves that they are afraid to have these conversations. So, like I was saying before, back to the 3. This is also my 3rd video that I made today, guys. Right? This is where I'm going to end it for today, at 3 videos. But the 3 is significant, like I said, in this physical realm. Right? Like I said before, the 1, the 2, it's leading into the physical realm. Right? Unified thought. To me, there's even, like I said, the highest source to me is unified thought. To me, that's the 1, outside of the 3, 6, and the 9. It's outside of that source, right? Even telepathy, to me, telepathy can either be on the 2 level or the 3 level, right? But I don't believe even us being able to speak to each other through thought before language is still not a unified source to me. I could be wrong, right? But the real unified source is collective thinking. Unified thinking outside of the physical body. So guys, that's all I'm going to touch on for today, with the 3 being powerful, right? Like I said, guys, for you to challenge someone religious, see if they can have this conversation, like we were talking about before with incest, or the idea of incest. Or, Adam and Eve, if they had 1 child, they would have to procreate with that child. If they had 10 children, and let's say they didn't care to procreate with any of their children, those children would have to procreate with each other. on some level, there is going to be some form of incest, guys. So I'm gonna end it here. Now, I need to know, guys, in the comments, do you guys, like, how do you guys feel about this kind of topic? Do you resonate with what I'm saying? Do you believe there is incest on higher levels? Or do you believe that it's nasty? Like, let me know in the comments. What do you think? You know, also, let me know what else you guys want me to talk about. What do you want me to touch on? You know, I read the comments. Also, guys, I would be very grateful if you haven't already pressed the like button. Please press the like button right now. I'll count to 3 since this video is about 3. Please press the like button right now as I count to 3. 1, 2, 3. Thank you very much, guys. Please share this video, guys, with all the highly religious people, guys, who they cannot talk about this in the open, guys. Let them resonate with this in a video instead. Because I've even tried to speak with these people on an open level platform, and they freeze. Right? They even if they don't agree, guys, they don't come with a different like way of how it might have happened. They just shut down. So these are things we need to stop. This is what's killing the imagination of people and creativity in itself. Also, guys, for more deep level conversations, right? For more deep level conversations, please subscribe, guys. You know how it goes over here. We choose ourselves. This is what a chosen one is. You choose yourself. Right? You're not just a chosen one. So subscribe. Like I said, share. Share with people who would resonate and who might not resonate. Let's get a collective body going, guys. Let's get collective thought going again. This is what they kind of don't want. Do you see what I'm saying? Anyways, guys, till next time. Peace.